Hi, thanks again for watching Your Come Up. Where on Your Come Up, we talk about all topics to help you come up: business, finance, personal, spiritual, and physical. Today, we have resume coach Dan Lacorazza returning to give you advice, and himself advice if he were 18 years old again, how to prep himself for an interview straight out of high school, or straight out of college, or straight out of Compton. Joking. Thanks again for returning, Dan. Hope all is well.
Absolutely. And you as well. So yeah, if I could go back, I've definitely made mistakes, and, I would love to talk to an 18-year-old version of myself to give myself those cheat codes that I've learned in the amount of time. So the first thing, this isn't towards interviews, but get your resume built, and then honestly, get your resume built with a professional. So a person like me, or, someone who's been in the space for a while that knows what the companies are looking for. Secondly, learn the market that you are in. So market, we are providing services. We are a market, employees, right? So what are those companies looking for in those services? So, what have you done that can be related to what you're going to do? So those are very important. And then, know yourself, have a very good memory, or write this stuff down of things that you've done. So I always tell people, even when they're in high school, get a job, get some work experience under your belt, because when it comes time for an interview and you have literally no work experience at all, what is that worth? Like, all I know is how you did on your test, maybe, if I ask. And the only thing that companies are legally allowed to do is ask for your grades at school, right? Mm-hmm. And that's not a really good story of you, and what every kid gets A's and B's, why are you any different? So have something, do some extracurricular activities, or if you have, talk about those. But when you walk into the interview, try to be confident. I always say that, everybody's nervous. It doesn't matter how old you are, but walking into an interview, act confident, walk in, make sure you look good, make sure you have a good haircut, present yourself well, and act like you've done this before, fake it till you make it, right? So when you walk into an interview, act like you've done stuff like this before. Or if you haven't, be eager to learn. Just talk about how, I haven't done this before, sir, but I'm really eager to learn. And I think I'll do a great job because I've done something like this in the past. Or, I'm really motivated. This is something I've always really wanted to do, whether you do or you don't. Act like you have. And that's going to really kind of open their eyes to be like, yeah, this guy isn't just here for the money, or he or she wants to do good here. So also just talk about your accomplishments, like, have you done something? If you've played football, maybe you're the quarterback, that's pretty rare, but if you've been the quarterback, that's pretty hard to get, talk about what you did and why you led the team, or if you were a captain, if you were a captain, that shows a lot, even on like a gymnastics team, you've won so many medals or something, right? Talk about stuff you've done in the past. Not how many kids nowadays are doing literally nothing up until they're 18, even in college, if you're in a frat or sorority, that's something, talk about what you did, what were you involved? They always have to do community service. So maybe did stuff like that. So, 2 keys on that: do extracurricular stuff, or things that you can actually list as an accomplishment throughout your life up until when you get a job. Yeah. The next thing, take control of the interview. So I remember when I was interviewed at first, I was just kind of listening to them. They throw the general questions at you, and, they're weaning you out pretty much, right? They want to figure out why you're better than the next guy. But in the beginning, I've said this in videos between you and me, Nathan, is walk in, take your resume, go through the resume, and then talk about your life. Don't talk about like you like walking dogs. Talk about things that actually matter and how they're relevant to the company. And that's really going to wow them. That's going to separate you from someone else. And this is with the confidence thing. It's going to make you sound more confident if you can actually take control of a conversation. You're not just sitting there kind of listening to them and learning with them, and they're trying to feel them out as well. So there are tips on how, with us too, on how to actually take control of an interview and interview well. So definitely go back for that. So the next thing, wow them with how young you are. So you are young, and if you've done a lot of things, they're gonna be like, oh man, this person is really confident. They've done a lot in their young age. I still get that, right? Where I'm pretty young, relatively, right? So they're like, oh man, this person has a lot of experience, and they're only 18, or they're only 21, or they're, whatever age you are. And that shows them that you're really driven, and they can invest in you, and it's going to really make do well for them by investing in you. So and that's pretty much what I have. Walk in there with confidence, act like you've done it before, make sure you have your list of accomplishments ready. It is nerve-wracking. Present yourself well. Try not to be too nervous. We have so many videos that you and I have done, Nathan, that talk about all this stuff, but being young is hard. And when you're young, you don't have any work experience really. But talk about the things that you've actually done. There's no way that you're doing nothing for 18 years. So talk about those things.
Thanks again, guys, for watching. Once again, Dan Lacorazza is a resume coach. Link in description. If you like the content we're throwing up, you know what to do. Thanks again for watching. Until next time.